Hi everybody, it's DHSimmer and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing another speed build plus my backstories. So I do have a story for this build, and also I'll give a tour at the end. So stick around to the end and I'll give you a tour in The Sims, which I think will kind of be nice for a speed build. I might be doing that from now on so you can just kind of see the end product a little bit more, other than just the process. But today I'm building a condo, and I really like this build. I spent like 4 hours on it. It's really long, as you can see. But yeah, I built a condo, and it has 4 places for living. I think the stairs are a little bit weird because I put them right on the side of the 2 upstairs apartments. So yeah, the upstairs apartments do have stairs on the outside, but I think this build was really fun because I had like the same kind of floor plan and I got to do a different idea with it every single time, which was actually very fun. So yeah, I have a lot of backstories behind it, so I'm gonna share them with you here. But first, while I'm just doing the outside, as you can see, I'm going to share a little bit about my week, because I always do that with speed builds. If you're new, I always share a little bit about myself and what I've done in this past week, because I have a speed build around every week, usually on like Monday or Wednesday. But I will have a second one this week, I hope, because the new stuff pack's coming out and I want to build a haunted house or something. So that will come out soon. So yeah. A little bit about my life. I am very upset today. So for context, I am doing school virtually this year because of the pandemic. So yeah, we've always done gym class. So gym class is really awkward online and stuff because you have to like do it in front of the camera live. And we also had an independence assignment to do for the week. So now, we got an email today, and everyone has live gym class 2 times a week now, so I'm just very excited to go there 2 times a week. Sarcasm. So, yeah. I'm just very very excited, as you can see. And one thing about this build, as you can see now, I'm kind of figuring out the backyards. The backyards were very fun to do because it's kind of like I had to split it into 4 somehow. I think it was just fun, okay? Don't make fun of me. It was fun. The backyards were fun. Again, 4 backyards, different ideas for everyone. The backyards didn't go all out because they're pretty small, but I think they turned out pretty nicely. So yeah, and now my next story of the week. What else can I talk about? I had gym today. So, one's out of the way. We got one done. Don't worry. I have the next one Thursday. Oh, the new pack and stuff I want to talk about. So, I heard a couple leaks for The Sims 5 have been out. And one that I'm thinking of right now is that it might be subscription-based. Let me just tell you right now, EA, if The Sims 5 is subscription-based in any way, Pair of Lives is getting my money, not you. So, I'm not very happy about that. But hopefully it's not. If The Sims 5 is subscription based, as I said, I'm probably just gonna do Pair of Lives. So yeah, I'm not gonna decide what I'm gonna do yet because there's nothing confirmed. So hopefully it's not subscription based, but if it is, don't expect any Sims 5 content from me because you'll probably get a mix of The Sims 4 and then Pair of Lives. Maybe like some other life simulator games I'll try out too. So yeah, and I don't even want to think about how I'm going to change my name and stuff, so let's just hope that doesn't happen, okay? So now we're moving into the floor plan. I think it was kind of fun because it's very closed off floor plan, and they're pretty small rooms, so that was kind of fun. So we are moving into the first apartment now, and this first apartment, the backstory is that it's a single mom living with her teenage son and her, in the Sims, kid, her child son. He's just younger. I'd say one son's maybe 14, 15, and one's 6 or 7. So that's how I kind of went about this. But this one is not my favorite apartment, but it's not my least favorite. This is maybe my 3rd favorite out of all of them, and I like all of them, don't get me wrong. But this one is not my favorite out of all of them. So I'm doing the little living room here. It's just kind of standard suburban, so nothing new for me. This one, the last one you're gonna see is something very different that I thought of while I was building. And so yeah, I am just going to continue with this apartment. What else can I tell you about my life? My life is just so interesting, I guess. Oh, I missed a couple uploads this week. Last week I missed a couple uploads. And the reason was that I just don't have time and I don't want to like quickly do something and it's not good. I don't know. But you can check out my favorite video ever. Not ever. My favorite video that I've recently created, which is the video I put out last Wednesday, my 10-minute build challenge. I think that was so fun to put together, to film and edit. It didn't take a lot of time, but it's like, I really like it. I watched it like a couple times myself because I just like it so much. I don't know. I want to do that challenge again. It was very fun. So yeah, that was a fun experience for me. I'm having a hard time talking here and thinking of ideas because it's been 7 minutes in and I have 25 minutes to talk. So yeah, I don't have a super lot of things to talk about here because my life is just so interesting with COVID, you know? But what else can I talk about, you know? Come up with ideas for me in the comments. Ask me questions. Maybe sometime I'll do a Q&A. The thing is, if I do a Q&A, should I do a speed build with the Q&A? I don't know what to quite do, but if I do a speed build, I think I'll talk about so much like I stumble on my words. Talk about the speed build a lot more than like actual questions. So I don't quite know what to do, you know? So as you can see here, a couple times in this video it lagged a little bit while I was building. So you might see points where it lagged a little bit. I sped it up, I think like 100 times faster. So it kind of like, and then you go to a part where more is done. But I think that's fine because sometimes it can get a little boring and you get the gist of it, especially with like bathrooms and stuff. So I figured that would be okay, but it did glitch a little bit in the recording process. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that because my OBS used to run perfectly fine. But now if I want to watch something while I record, it says that it's an encoding overload and blah, 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 and then it glitches after sometimes. So now I just hope it doesn't glitch, but I have so many builds that I've made and it just glitches. That's another reason why sometimes I don't post. It's because it just didn't record. So I think I'm going to have a video along that topic soon. So I'm not going to tell you what my idea is because I already said a bunch of my ideas and I talked about the abandoned build challenge that I'm going to do soon, but then the pack is coming out. So I'm like, oh my god, I have so much to do and that'll come soon. I promise it'll come soon. I already started it, but not now. Because the pack's coming out and I want to do some stuff with that. So maybe in a couple of weeks you can see that. So yeah. Yeah. So now we're moving on to the master bedroom here. That's about done. But I think, I like the apartment. Oh, and a cat lives here. So the backstory is, should I talk about the backstory a little bit more? So this is a mom. She recently got divorced and she shares time with the dad with the kids, and I think that's a fun idea. So yeah, and she lives with the cat. She got a cat to get over her sadness with the divorce. That's kind of sad, but you guys wanted backstories. Well, no one asked for them, but you know, I'm saying. But now we are going up to the second apartment or condo building part that I'm starting. So that one is going to a grandma who is a widow. Her husband died, which is sad. I don't know why I'm laughing. So it's a grandma's apartment, and her husband died like 20 years ago, I believe. Her husband died, and it's very sad. But then she downgraded her house and moved in here about 20 years ago. So I think with this idea with this apartment, you can see it's a little bit nastier, a little old looking. Where all the other apartments, I used like the same appliances and the same counters and the same floors and everything the same. And I thought maybe with this one it could be like, in the time she was living there, all the other people moved out eventually and they slowly renovated all the apartments as people moved out. But she hasn't moved out for a long time because these are kind of starter homes, mostly young families living in them. But she's an older folk and she didn't want to necessarily move out. And they asked her, like, do you want to renovate? And she didn't want her house to feel less like home. She wanted her house to be home like it's always been. So she didn't let them renovate the apartment. And that's why it has older stuff, older counters, kind of outdated stuff, nasty carpet. So I figured it's a little bit nasty for her, which is sad for her. But it does come with kind of a nice reasoning how she wanted her house to feel a little bit more like home. So I feel like that's a little bit, but a little bit cringy, but I don't care, okay? I come up with these things while I'm building and I don't really overthink them, okay? Now over here where I'm starting to set up, I think I eventually changed the chair in the hallway to be a little bit more of a cozy one. But I like to think that might be where she like knits and does her arts and crafts and stuff like that. That's why I have a knitting basket next to it. So I really like that idea. And in the living room, you can see I'm struggling with the rug a little bit. I did struggle. I didn't know what to really use because I want something that looked a little bit worn down, but it also matched kind of the theme. So that was kind of hard to come by, but I eventually figured it out. So yeah, I think this is pretty good. This is my favorite apartment. It's not the nicest looking, but I really like the backstory and the concept and what I all did with it to kind of like make it look older. I really like that. So that's why it's my favorite apartment. So now we're moving on to her bedroom and, you know, getting along with the older, nastier wallpaper and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing. I didn't end up using the nasty bed. I think I changed this a little bit in between two. So the bedroom won't look like this the whole time. It'll change a little bit. And I had a lot of fun putting up like random pictures and stuff in this house. It was just a lot of fun. Like I said, this one's my favorite. I had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, I'm going to talk about another story about my life. Ooh, let's go through the topics. What can I talk about? Yeah, I live in Wisconsin, so there's lots of snow outside. That's kind of fun. Sledding's pretty fun. I don't usually go, but I went recently and it was kind of fun. So yeah, I like sledding now. Surprise. If you live in like Florida and stuff, do you get any snow at all? I don't imagine, huh? I think California gets some. Florida doesn't. You guys don't get like any, huh? Ugh, I can't imagine your life like that. Like the cold's kind of hard, but having no snow, that sounds very challenging. It's just, snow is just a magical time of the year. It's very fun. So I recommend going to live in a place with snow. As much as it's a hassle, it's very fun, and it's nice to experience all 4 seasons here, I guess I'm saying. So definitely move to Wisconsin. Next I'm starting here is the bedroom. It's the guest bedroom, which I kind of thought she kind of would turn into like a den area. So it's a den with the spare bed. So I imagine that the couch in here is her old couch from her old place, but once she moved into this place, she bought a new couch, which is in the living room now. But she kind of didn't want to get rid of the couch, so she kind of threw it in here, put some pillows on it that she knit. And so I really like that idea. I don't know why. I think it was just really fun. So it's kind of like a second living room in here. It doesn't have a TV or anything. But I thought that was a fun idea. So that's what I did. As you can see, not a lot of the furniture matches, but I kind of like that too. It kind of goes with that whole theme of her apartment. But yeah, I imagine that that's where her grandchildren would stay if they slept over, or her grandchild. I'll say she has one. She has one grandson that she loves very much. He's 7. His name's Stanley. That's very fun. Oh, and also in the first apartment, the bed on the left, I think, is an older child, and the bed on the right is the younger, which you could probably figure out, but that's what I thought in my head while it was building. So now we're coming up on the end of this apartment, just finishing up the bathroom and stuff, and we will begin the third apartment soon, which the third apartment is my least favorite apartment. I hate that apartment, but I think before that, actually, I do the outside a little bit, so you'll check out the outside now. I'm doing the backyard of the first one and the second one now. So yeah, I think I like the grandma's backyard too the most. So yeah, I like hers the most. It has a little tree, a little table and stuff. I really like hers. She has a little garden. At first you can see I'm putting kind of an older tile, well, older flooring than the rest of them outside. And I kind of thought that, like, the idea of her apartment, that she didn't want to change it and stuff like that. And then I realized that was kind of dumb, and later in the build you can see I changed it to match the other ones because I thought it was kind of stupid. So yeah, it also minorly bothers me that on the second one, or the first apartment's backyard, which is the second backyard, the tile, or the flooring doesn't go all the way to the end because I wanted to put bushes there and dirt and stuff. So that minorly bothers me, but they also got like a swing set and stuff, so it's fine with me. Oh, they also got lights. But there's a little table. I think her backyard's just so peaceful. She'll like hang out with her family, maybe like her daughter and her grandson or something. Which, by the way, is not like the people next door. They're not related. None of these people are related at all, okay? In my head, they're not related. You can think they're related if that's what you wish. In my head, they're not related. So now we are coming up onto the third apartment, finally. I think I put a lot of time and effort in the first two, and then the third one's my least favorite because I just didn't put as much time and effort. It was kind of like, how can I make the first apartment different a little bit? So that's how that one went. It's another family home. The backstory is that it's a couple that have their maybe like 5-year-old daughter, because it's a child, but I didn't want it to be like an older kid in The Sims. As you can see, it's speeding through a little bit because it lagged, and it's almost done now. But you can see that I have the daughter's room, which I use the cats and dogs furniture in, and then the master. And then it's kind of just another little family apartment, but I changed it up a little bit. So yeah, that's my least favorite one. As you can see, it was the quickest in the build too, because it's my least favorite, didn't spend as much time on it. But it's still good. I don't hate any of them. Don't take it that way. I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite. So next, I will be doing their backyard, just making it suitable for them. And now I'm going to begin on doing the last apartment, which I actually turned into a business. I made it into a photography studio, so I think they're kind of the weird, not neighbors, but the weird person who rented out one of the condos to make a photography studio, which is probably illegal, but he did it anyways. I believe it's a older man, maybe like 50 years old, that owns it. maybe like 45, 50 that owns the photography studio, but it's speeding up a little bit. Ooh, but I made the kitchen area, like I said, I made this the same as the first and the third apartment, as in like the appliances and the counters and stuff. So I figured I'd make that into the clothing room, so I put some laundry machines and there's a whole bunch of clothes. And I kind of like trying to make a residential because I made it the same as the other ones, but kind of turning it into a community lot or a photography studio, if that's what you want to call it. I think that was quite a bit of fun. So that's what I did. And yeah, I think that's kind of like the clothes room, and then I also have an office. And the master bedroom was turned into the actual studio. To cover up the back door, I actually put a big bookshelf and a bunch of clothes on it because I figured they didn't really want the people to go into the backyard, you know? So they kind of blocked that off, and they just have some clotheslines in the backyard so they can hang the clothes after they dry if they don't want to put them in the dryer, or they're like fragile clothing and stuff. So they can do that. But this one is probably one of my favorites. Maybe this one might be my second favorite, and then the first apartment's my third favorite, the third apartment's my fourth favorite, if you can keep track of that. So yeah, I really like these condos. It's not really, because there's a business too, but it is a condo, and I really like this. This one doesn't have as much as a backstory. It's just a guy that runs a business. He kind of rented out a condo. I think that's kind of fun. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of build part of the thing. I still have a few minutes to go. I don't know why I'm trying to end it. Oh, I'm putting some signs to kind of show where things are because it is a business. I don't know. I didn't know I was trying to end the build earlier, but I hope you enjoyed this speed part. I might end the voiceover here and end off with a little bit of music while you end this speed build, and then I'll get right into the tour. So I hope you enjoyed this build, and those are the backstories. I'll see you over in the tour. Welcome to the tour. So I will be showing you the finished result of the condo. So here it is, and you can see here's the first apartment, this half. There's the living room, the kitchen, there is the bedroom, the master bedroom. There's a bathroom over here and over here. The bottom ones have 2 bathrooms, the top have 1. And then here's the kids' bedroom, like I said. This is the older kids' bed. This is the younger kids. Here's the second family home. As you can see, it's pretty similar to the other one. Kind of a different layout, and I really like this one too, but it is my least favorite, like I said. And here's the finished daughter's room. I don't know if you really got a good glimpse of this in the build, but I used the cats and dogs furniture, and I really like it. I think she's kind of like a pretends to be a princess kind of girl. Here is the grandma's apartment, my favorite. It's the living room and the little more outdated kitchen. These curtains are really bleh, but you can tell they're nasty and dusty just by looking at them. But here's the master bedroom where she kind of sits and knits, I believe. The bathroom with the really ugly tile, and the little den area here with, I added a cat tree, I think, after the build. I don't remember if I added that in the build or not. Here is the photography studio. This is one of my favorites too. Here's the bathroom. It's just a standard bathroom. The little office area here. Then here's the little photography area to take pictures. And the little clothes room, always. And I really like them all, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe down below, leave a like on this video, and comment what I should build next. And I'll see you all on Wednesday with the new pack. Bye, guys.